Giving me an up-close and personal view. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the JoAnne Powell Show. I'm JoAnne. We're coming to you from the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM.TV, Hollywood. We're taking a look at the first 100 days of President Donald Trump's time as president in office. It is a time for everybody to kind of take a look at his track record, what he's done, what he hasn't done. The standard basically was established by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Mr. Trump says that the standard is basically ridiculous. The benchmark for him is actually this coming Friday. And it's interesting that he says it's ridiculous because during his campaign, he was boasting about what he was going to do during his first 100 days. Some are saying that Trump's first 100 days, the worst on record. Take a listen.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
President Donald Trump wasted no time getting to work once he took office. He signed 3 executive orders on his first workday in office, making good on his campaign promises, including withdrawing from the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade agreement, implementing a federal hiring freeze, and reinstating funding to NGOs that provide abortion counseling. In his first week, he gave the green light to the Keystone XL and the Dakota Access Pipeline. He authorized building a border wall and increasing military spending. He also issued the ill-fated immigration ban that was challenged and struck down by the courts, deemed unconstitutional.
These entrenched interests will do anything they can to keep the broken system in place.
Trump has signed more executive orders than any other president in recent history, compared to former Presidents Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton. Trump has also signed more laws.
No administration has accomplished more in the first 90 days.
So far, Trump has not been able to get anything passed through Congress.
I think it's been a pretty troubled first 100 days. Not because he hasn't done anything. He has done a lot. This has not been a do-nothing presidency, but he's done almost all of it through executive order.
In President Obama's first 100 days in office, he completed a massive stimulus package and signed the Equal Pay Act. President Bush made headway on his tax cut and introduced the No Child Left Behind Act. President Clinton enacted the Family and Medical Leave Act, making good on his campaign promise. One promise Trump has not been able to make good on so far is to repeal and replace Obamacare, not blocked by Democrats, but by members of his own party.
The hallmark of a successful presidency is always to get permanent legislation through Congress. You really want to put your mark on the statute books of the country.
But that could take more than 100 days to accomplish. It's not unusual for candidates to backtrack from their campaign promises once they get into office, but Trump's are notable in the degree and the number. During the campaign, Trump called China a currency manipulator. Now he says they're not. When it came to NATO, Trump proclaimed during the campaign he dismissed NATO as being obsolete. But he told NATO's Secretary General it's not obsolete. He also said the Export-Import Bank was unnecessary. He changed on that, and after urging Obama in 2013 not to attack Syria, on day 77, Trump bombed Syria. He also bombed Afghanistan, and there is tension with the North Koreans. His first 100 days have been marked with controversy. He fired his security advisor and is being investigated for possible ties to Russia, and there are conflict of interest claims regarding Trump's businesses. A Trump success, on day 12, he nominated Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch, who now sits on the bench.
Justice Gorsuch, I again congratulate you and your entire family.
Trump's first 100 days, he was at war with the media, accusing them of generating fake news.
I'm changing it from fake news, though.
Doesn't that undermine?
Very fake news.
You got to tear up the history books when it comes to Donald Trump. Probably no president in history has been as sort of inclined to create controversy as Donald Trump has been through his tweets, through his statements, through his attacks on his predecessor, Barack Obama.
Reboot our auto industry.
Trump is expecting to have signed 30 executive orders by Friday. It looks like the border wall is a no-go. That's because the budget plan that Congress is considering has taken out the funding for the wall. This was a key promise that Trump made to his constituents and his base during the campaign. Some are saying that the president is basically waffling and not taking this issue, and he's caving on this issue. It's up to what do you think on that? We'll have to see what's going on, whether he's caving or it's just politics. Well, joining me now to talk more about President Trump's first 100 days, joining me is political analyst and professor Preston Foster. He is an assistant professor at Oakwood University. He's also the director of the public policy program. He also served under the Clinton administration as assistant secretary of education. Welcome to the show.
JoAnne, it's a pleasure being with you.
What do you think about President Trump's first 100 days? Some are saying it's the worst on record. I guess it depends on who you ask whether or not he's done well.
Well, what's most surprising to me, JoAnne, about President Trump's first 100 days is the Republican Party traditionally is known to operate like a fine-tuned machine, like a corporation, sometimes maybe a cold corporation, but not inept, not incompetent. And what strikes me about President Trump's first 100 days is to the degree to which he has not been successful. There's no wall, there's no Muslim ban, there's no tax repeal, there's no repeal of Obamacare, no tax cut yet. All of these things were promised and attempted and seem to have fallen flat, and they fall at the feet of the Republican Party. And also you have the escalations in North Korea and in Syria. So on all fronts, they seem to be taking on water while still having a large degree of infighting inside the White House.
One thing that he also had said he was going to do was replace and repeal Obamacare, and that basically was a disaster when it went to Congress. It didn't even make it out of the House, not because of the Democrats, but because of his own party and the infighting and divisions that they had.
Well, thankfully and ironically, the Freedom Caucus, the caucus of the former Tea Party, the most conservative faction of the Republican Party, is most responsible for Obamacare existing and not being repealed because they refused to compromise to have a replacement. They simply wanted it repealed, and anything that's a replacement to them strikes as part of the new permanent government, which in fact Obamacare is, and they won't sign on to that. So it's ironic that the extreme conservatives are the ones really protecting Obamacare right now.
And with that in line, because I know they're working on trying to come up with an alternative still that, their base would be, meaning Congress and all the divisions of the Republican Party can come up with. But the key component here is that the Republicans have the White House, the House, and the Senate, and they're still not able to get through the things that they want.
Yeah, and going back to the top of what I said, that's what strikes me over time as being what's different about this version of the Republican Party, because it's not just the White House, but as you say, it's the Senate, the House of Representatives. If you just think about the House of Representatives, when was the last time that you saw a Speaker of the House resign when he was not under a cloud of suspicion for anything wrong? John Boehner walked out of that job out of frustration in dealing with the Freedom Caucus and the inability for them to get something done under President Obama. And now you have a Republican president in the White House, and yet the inability of the party to do its most basic things, which are tax cuts, small government, etc. The only thing they seem to be successful at doing is generating or getting on the runway to war.
Well, on that note, we definitely have tensions between, the North Koreans and Iran and, of course, Syria. So there's a lot of things that are going on. Nobody wants war. People were not so critical of his bombings that he did in Syria and Afghanistan. But I think everybody is together on we don't want a war.
Well, I respectfully beg to differ with you on that, and I say that with a smile, but it's sad because I'm not unconvinced that this administration would not use an escalation, including a war, as a distraction. They've already dropped the mother of all bombs, which is the biggest weapon of mass destruction short of an atom bomb or a nuclear bomb. They've already dropped that in Afghanistan. This shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone because when he was running, Mr. Trump said that he would bomb the heck out of them, out of ISIS. Yeah, you made you nervous there.
Right. That's okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. But when I was saying that, mostly I mean the American people don't want war. Whether the politicians is a whole, because I know war can be good business and put people to work and all those type of things. But from the American people perspective, the American people don't want war.
Yeah, the American people's appetite for war is exhausted. We've been at war basically since 9/11. And without any clear path to victory, and we're fighting an amorphous enemy, ISIS, formerly Al-Qaeda. All of them are terrorists who don't wear uniforms. They've exhausted the Americans' desire to commit to a war that doesn't have a clear path to victory.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. You are watching the JoAnne Powell Show. We'll be right back.
If you are an adult that began college and has not finished your college degree, let me put it to you straight. If your lifestyle and your standard of living is not becoming to you, then you should be coming to us, Oakwood University Elite Program. We are the fast, flexible adult degree completion program for the busy adult, like you.
Register today. Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098. It's time to leap.
For years, people have trusted McKay's Family Mortuary. We're part of your community and we'll take care of the details. We offer a variety of memorial services, including sea scattering and cremation. According to the Federal Trade Commission, the average funeral cost is over $9,000. We have complete funeral chapel service starting at only $31.25, casket included. Direct cremation starting at only $9.95. Visit one of our 5 locations and meet our caring and diverse staff. McKay Family Mortuary. Let us be the shoulder to lean on.
Thanks to Oakwood University and the LEAP program, I have now a college degree. So to the Spanish-speaking members of this community who feel that the LEAP program is something you should consider, I would say, ánimo a la universidad. Considere el programa LEAP de Oakwood University.
Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098.
Seize the day scuba for your best scuba experience above and below the sea. You'll find friendly staff, experienced PADI certified instructors, and state-of-the-art scuba equipment and gear. Join our dive club and we'll help you plan memorable scuba excursions. Immerse yourself. Seize the day scuba, serving Southern California. Call 949-220-0500 to create your scuba experience.
When I first started into the program, yes, I had doubts. I was really impressed with Oakwood University, with the faculty and the staff and the student body. It was a really good experience, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who was thinking about going back and finishing their degree.
Register today. Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098.